Da, 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 da. There. Hi everybody, if you're about, let me know via the chat. I have got the chat up so I can see what's going on. So if you're about, let me know. Making something easy tonight, but will be explained in a second. I'm going to be doing a bit of a twist to what I've made. So yeah, if you're about, let me know. I'm just going to knock my noise off of my other device. The one that interrupted me. Good evening, Gillian, sweetheart. How are you this evening? I'm all the better for seeing you, my darling. How are we this evening? I'm going to make something really easy tonight. I've had quite a long day, so I won't be on live for ages. Hi. Oh, wait, no. I'm trying to think. Kilburn Creations. I haven't seen you in a while, see, so let me think of your name. I want to say Christina. Christina. Is it Christina? Oh, have I got that right? Good evening, Sarah. Hi, Debbie. Is it Christine? Oh, is it Christine or Christina? Or have I got that completely wrong? Yes. Yay! You got it. Yes. I was so thrilled. I managed to remember your name. Oh, well, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How is things? How is everybody today? Like I say, I've had a fairly long day, so I won't be crafting anything too complicated tonight. But as you can tell by the title, I'm making some fabric weights. This one's a bit of a cube shape, but I'm going to do this. I might do this. I think I will do this actually with a bit of a twist. And that one's just a plain old square. And I did some fabrics, just messing about. But they do the job, and that's what I'm creating tonight. But I'm going to create the little cube because I think they're so cute. And yeah, that's what I'm getting. Things are getting better. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so pleased things are getting better for you, sweetheart. And you know, when I always count you all in my prayers, because crafting in the community, we never know what's going behind each other's computers. So I'm so glad to know that things are getting better for you. Good evening, Mrs. Rian. How are we? Right, so while there's a few in, let me show you a couple of new things I got that I'm going to use tonight. So for the first thing I'm going to show you is this fabric. I actually made this week. I'll take it out of my hair because I'm not going to be able to spin the camera around. I made myself a banner, like a 1960s hair piece for my hair. I will do a video on this actually, and it has kept my hair, because I hate, and let me know if you agree with me here, I hate my hair being in my face. I feel like shaving it all off. So this has done exactly what it says on the tin. So I've made it out of this fabric, and I did that, oh, when did I do it? Night before last, I think it was. Right, so there's this fabric, there is this fabric. Oh, I haven't cut into this yet. I keep stroking it. So this fabric took my eye in the shop, and it took my eye because of the dyes, different colored dyes on it. Slash. So I'm going to play with that tonight. And my other new gadget, where's Lisa? Lisa's usually around here somewhere. She usually tells me that my rotary cutter, this old thing, she's been replaced. Needs a new blade. And yes, it does need a new blade, but sometimes I can't put the pressure through the rotary blade. So I bought, get the lock off. Right, so I bought a new rotary blade. So that one's going to go in the bin, but I wanted to show you. I have a new cutter. So it's a 45mm rotary cutter. Now, on the packaging, there she is. On the packaging, it also tells me it cuts paper, which I've been sort of practicing with, and it does do that. But it will wear your blade out a lot quicker than you using it for fabric. Now, this rotary cutter came, I didn't think, let me show you what it came with. Now, I didn't think it would come with spare blades, and it did. It did come with spare blades. So, comes in a little pink case, and I think there's 5 a new rotary cutter. I know, and it's pink. There's 5 blades in this rotary cutter. So, yeah, there's 5 spare blades plus the one you got, so you get 6 with the rotary cutter. Because I didn't think it would come with any blades, I ordered some. Now this is 45mm, of course, because this is a 45mm rotary cutter, and this is a 10. This is 10 in a pack rather than a 5. But yeah, I'm so thrilled. You can get to see how easy it is to use. It's super easy, but this is going in the bin for sure. It is going in the bin. Can I just thank those of you who left me such lovely comments on the doll I made for my daughter Beth, and she loved it. Oh, bless you, Lisa. I swore I left a comment when I went to see. It's still in the writing mode. I haven't pressed send. I said, I hope she loved it, and she obviously did. So, Lisa put some photos on your profile, didn't you, Lisa, and on the group. So that was really wicked. I'm glad she loved it. You know, still in the writing mode, and I never pressed send. So there's my little, right, so this little white thing in the middle, if you click it, and sort of, it's the locking system, so you can lock it in place while it's cutting, and you can also lock it to put the guard on to make sure that you're not going to cut yourself, because that's how it works. So I'm going to do a really easy project tonight. I'm going to make some fabric weights. Now I've made 2 by here, but I'm trying to decide what she will look like. She's fierce. She definitely is that. I loved Lisa's doll. I loved the fact it was different, but yet so different it was pretty. Does that make any sort of sense? It's not like the normal doll, which I loved because it was an amazing look on a doll. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You decide, I'll be happy to make a doll for you. Oh, bless you, Lisa. I'm going to make one of these. Now, you can make them different shapes. There's lots of different videos about how to make fabric weights. I am actually making something where I'm not going to be able to use my pins because of the fabric that I'm using. Because the pins will scatter, as in cause it to shred and come apart. I'm using lycra scuba fabric, and it's spelled SCUBA. That's how it's spelled, and it's basically swimwear fabric. That's how it basically is. But yes, I'm going to be making this with a bit of a twist because that's how I decided to do it. So the first thing we need to do, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now these squares I'm going to double to make this little one just sort of take away, if that makes sense. I'll tell you the measurements as I go, but I'm going to make the one I'm making tonight a little bit bigger. Good evening, Mom. Hello to everyone on the World Wide Web. Right, okay, so, oh, and I got scraps as well. I did say I was going to use my scraps, and I am, because I did start using this, but I haven't cut into this fabric, but I really want to. I really want to. Right, okay. Okay, so first thing we need to do, move all this fabric to the side, and I'm just going to cut a small piece off, just so I've got something to basically play with that's a lot easier to handle. Okay, so my selvage is on the end, I believe. No, it's not on the end, or is it? I think it is, but I'm not sure. But I want to use this side. With this fabric, it's quite really nice because you've got that side and then you've got the lines. But I like this side because of the dyeing pattern. So, just going to cut the selvage off, but I'm going to cut more than I want, only because I can use it in, woohoo! I can use it in when I'm making my own fabric. So for this project, I'm going to make the cube, but I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Teddy is right behind me, so I do apologize. Why can't I move across? There, that's better. Right, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 inches be perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this in half. Teddy bear. Teddy's right behind me, so he might be louder than usual tonight. I apologize. Actually, I don't, because he's my little dog, and I wouldn't change him for the world. I love the pink cutter. I know. Isn't it cool? Hiya, Pauline, sweetheart. Okay. So we are going to make, now for this, these are 2 inches, 2 inches by 2 inches, little squares. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4, because I'm going to make it a bit bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 would be here. Actually, that might be a bit too big. No, that's too big. Let's go 3 and 3 then. 1, 2, 3. Save my fabric. Just going to fold that on the 3 and see if I can get away with it doing it that way. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to fold it again so I get more out of my fabric, not less. That's going 3 and that's going 3. So I should have now, if I've done it right, I should have 4 pieces, which you will need for your weight. So these little ones are 2 inches by 2 inches. Like I say, just for the purpose of tonight's live, I've doubled it. That's all. Okay. It's going to be a hell of a big weight, but I'm making a big project. And my next project is going to be quite big, so I'll need them quite big, not tiny. Okay, so these are 3 by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need 4 of them. Then you need, I don't know whether I'm going to get 3 out here. Let me have a look. Then you need 3 inches by 3 inches, but you'll need 4 of them out of the next sort of fabric, because I've done the pink sort of there, so I need pink in there. So 1, 2, 3. And then 3. I can see the comments bouncing up at the bottom of the page, so I'll read some now. Is it when Colette shops your stash, Donna? I have that look occasionally. Oh, well. When you go shopping, being, you know, Colette does not shop, she steals. Hi, Tivana. Well, I steal to borrow to steal, to lend to have to hold. That's what I do. Well, every time I got mums, she's gonna kill me for saying this, but every time I got mums, I do ask my brother. I just say, yeah, mum, yeah. He'd go, yeah. Well, she hasn't bought anything new recently. And then he'll tell me then if she's bought fabric. And then I'd go, oh, why didn't you show me a fabric that she's bought? She hasn't had time for me to show her. And then he'll go and get it then. And then I'll go, oh, well, I remember her saying now. And then I'll sort of make up this excuse that mum said it was all right to have a slip it. Yeah. Every time. So when she shops, I know about it before she does. And then she'll say to me, like 2 months down the line, I'm sure I bought more than this. Yeah, me too, mum. I'm sure you did as well. Right. I'm gonna iron this flat in a second, but I should have now 4. Ted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. My next piece, because this is a cube, we're going to make the sides. Now the sides are 2 inches by 1.5 on this. Because I'm doubling it, you'll need to be 2 by, oh wait, no, have I done 3 by 3? So 1.5. 1.5 by 3. That's what it'll need to be. I'm going to try and use my scraps for this. Teddy sounds like he's oiling. I know, he's right behind me. He does this every time I come live. He goes, sits down by the front door, and everybody says, I can still hear him. Yeah, you can still hear him. He's right behind me. That's why. If I'm crafting in my room by myself, he's not in here. I'm sure he knows I'm going live and wants to make his big entrance. Right, 3 inches. Oh, that is 3. Yep, that's 3. So I have 2 now. And because you're going around the side, you'll need 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 4 cube clat. You'll need 4. It's creative borrowing. It is, Julianne. Exactly. When she realizes next time, I'll go, well, the ladies on Big World Wide Web, ma'am, they want to know what your fabric looks like. That's what I'll say. Where did I get the pink cutter from? I seriously love it. The pink cutter came from a very, very secret place. And no, I didn't steal it. I had the pink cutter from Amazon. And I'm well chuffed with there. Goes my chair. 1, 2, 3. And cut this. Goes goes with my chair. What more can I ask for? Right, so 3 is that. And that was way off, Colette. Oh, Tarhan. Yeah, it's on Amazon. I fell in love with this straight away. Right, what did I say? 1.5? Say 1.5. 3 by 1, 2. 3 by 2. 3 by 2. 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 by 1, 2. Yeah, 3 by 2. So I'm going to turn it that way because I know it's all right that way. And I'm going to cut it on the 2. And then I'm going to move it round and I'm going to cut it on the 3, which is here. These measurements are 3 by 2. So far, this is what I have. I have 4 of the side pieces so far. I have 4 of the square pieces to match. And I have 4 of the pink. Now I need to do 4 of the sides. And I'm going to do something else as well, which might be a little bit different. And I don't know how it's going to come out because I haven't made one yet with this particular thing attached. Actually, no. Right. I'll fold it in instead of cutting it all in one big go. Right, wait a minute. Let me bring that over. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to bring that down to, what did I say, 2? No, that's... Let me tidy that edge up. 2. Okay, so let me cut this, and I should have 4 pieces now, all measuring the same. That had to be a bit shorter, but I'll mark another piece out now in a minute. So there's my 3. Chris, call Teddy out there for me. Chris, hello? 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 Aliens have landed. Can you call Teddy up there before the aliens land and take him away?
Yeah, come on, mate. Go on, baby.
3 by 2. What did I say it was?
Go on. You're going right down now. Go on.
I said hello and you went hello? 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 Right, where am I going? I keep spinning this round. Why do I spin it round? Oh, I need 2, don't I? Okay. So we now have got an extra piece, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so I now have got 4 pieces for my sides. I'm going to make something else in a second. 4 of them pieces. I have 4 of that pieces in that side, and then 4 of the colors. Now the other thing I want to do is make a handle. So when I'm putting my, was the twist. When I'm putting my fabric weights down, I can grab them through the handle and lift them up. Or at least we're going to try. Like I say, as you can see, I haven't done a handle on neither of these. They both work with that handle, but that was my little twist. So I'm wondering if this will be enough for the handle. So this measures 1.5 because I want it to go completely across. So it'll need to be 6, and I'm going to do 6.5 because of my seam. Not that I'm giving it 1/2 inch for my seam, but just in case. Okay. And we're going to fold it in once, fold it in twice. And that's going to create our handle that will sit on top of our thing. Now I have got in my magic box is, I can't believe a 30-year-old child, how the hell did that happen? Oh, bless. Trying to hold paper that's drying and trying to type on my phone at the same time. Claire, was expensive? The rotary cutter or me? Me, Berry. The rotary cutter, about £12. I think it was 10 or £12, something like that. But it came with 5 spare blades, 6 including the one that's on there. So no. And I had Amazon Prime, so I don't know how much it is. If you haven't got Amazon Prime, postages. So I'm going to fold the 2 sides in as if I'm doing seam binding. Now I had this with a magazine, and every time I bring it out, everybody goes, "What's that called?" This is called seam quilters roller or something along them lines. I can't think what off the top of my head what it's called. But where's the cats?
What is she?
Out the back. Cats. The cats.
Oh, what's she doing?
Squealing out the back. Yelling. The cats. What's she doing? The cats. No, what's she doing, Claire? The cats. No, Claire, what's she doing? The cats are crying out the back. Oh my word. Right. And I'm going to jot it over the side. Now you can put some pins if you want to. But I'm going to put some clips in to prevent mine from coming undone. One there. Oh no. Me and Rian are going on our shopping spree next week. Come here, Rian. We're out to go and get some more fabric, methinks. Not that I need it, but you know, just in case. Right, fold all this over like that, and then we're going to take it over to the sewing machine. Right, so on my machine, you're going to have to forgive all the scrap fabrics behind. I'm going to try and move as much as possible to prevent the light. I am doing a straight edge, and I'm going to go as close to that edge as I possibly can. Yeah, of course. The girl needs therapy. Exactly, Miss Rian. Let me know if you can see it. Now I've got pink thread at the top and pink thread down the bottom. So, like I say, I want my I want it to have a bit of handle on the side. So go as close to the edge as you possibly can. Now I'm just going to fold that over. So there's our handle. See how I've gotten really close to the edge? There's no edges showing. So how to construct your cube. Leave the sides till about last thing. So I'm going to move all the sides to one side at the minute. And I'm going to grab my pink thread, my pink fabric and my rose fabric together. And all you're basically doing, now I'm going to use, it's roughly about 1/4 inch. Let me do it and then I'll measure it. But it's roughly 1/4 inch I'm doing. And I'm doing it down along one side. Now, they call this a chain stitch, which you don't cut it, you just carry on stitching. And pop that in there. As long as you go back on your stitches, so that when you cut it, the stitches are there. Define shopping. Well, Miss Rian, should we tell our secrets? Are you going to pay for it, Claire, or just borrow it? Well, it's on a long term, like it's like a library card when I go shopping. Do you know what I mean? I get a library card. I'll have to stitch over the edge of that and go back on it. Okay, and then I want front to front. Okay. Okay, take the sides. Those are your squares, and then you do the same to the sides. So it's as if you want it, you know, sort of matching all the way around. And then I'm going to take another side. It's quite an easy cube to do. Cube long is supposed to be easy, but I promise you. Chain piecing, not chain stitching. Did I call it chain stitching? Well, you knew what I meant. I was just testing your knowledge, Lisa. I knew that if I'd said it wrong, I was doing it on purpose because I knew then you'd be listening. That's why I did it. Right, and continue to do this. Now you're doing it on the long. Am I doing the wrong stitches? Oh, I'm doing the wrong edges. Never mind. Should be doing it the other way. I'm going to cut it in a minute because I think I'm doing it the wrong way. Okay, these are fine. You open them out. I don't think I'm supposed to do. No, I knew I'd done it the wrong way. So you're gonna have to watch me unpick this. Good evening, Lorna. Oh wow, I haven't seen you in such a long time. How is things? How is your journals going? Now, forgive me, ladies, because I've done this the wrong way. I've done it lengthways when you need to do it widthways. Come on. There we go, got it going. And another 2 pieces. They're quite easy to sew back together. Okay, there's that one. Tiny, small pink scissors. Okay, that one and then this one is exactly the same. I did it the wrong way. When I was doing it, I was like, nope, I'm sure I've done it the wrong way. Can I rectify it? No, not without unpicking it, I can't. Right. There. Right, let's do this again. Okay, so the shorter side we need to stitch together, not the longer side. And make sure my ends meet as well. Okay. And the next piece. So it's quite a fairly easy project when you don't make a mistake like I did. The next one. Keep going. And then the last one, which is this one. So, oops. Okay, the possibilities with these little projects are endless, and they make great gifts or for sale. They do, Ryan, you're right. I've seen them done in different shapes as well. So it's not just the shapes that, yeah, they do. They do. I know where you're going with that, by the way, just to let you know. Right, so there's our little handle. These are our pieces that we've just sewn together. Now, my piece for there is bigger, so make sure you've got all your pieces roughly about the same sort of length. I'm going to cut a little bit off, just a tad. Am I? Yes, I am. Okay, so get your ruler, and all you're going to do is roll these seam allowances to one side. So there's no ironing involved. So you want opposite. So if you've done left hand side roll, do right hand side roll. Now you can iron these. You don't have to obviously roll them. You can iron them flat. Why not? And then roll that side. Okay, those are those. These ones are exactly the same. So roll it to, or iron it to one side. There's that one. Now I'm filling mine up with rice. You can use sand, proper weighted sand. I know this because Mom's just mentioned it to me. I didn't know it beforehand, but yes. Right, okay, so we've got our little, I'm going to cut the little threads off too. Okay, so we've now got all our pieces. So you should have 2 sets of your 2 sets and then 4 sides. So what we need to do now is take one side and the other side, and we need to do it opposite. So the roses, if it helps, lay it flat and put it that way. That's the way I've got it here. So it's opposites. I am going to do my stitching a bit better there, but opposites. So lay it on top. Now, this is what I did in the week, right? Because I find it really irritating and really difficult whenever I'm doing something that requires me to match up my seam allowance, my edges, like to find the middle. I always find it irritating because I get to the machine and you can guarantee I'll have something that looks like that. So what I did in the week, now I'm sure this takes a practice, it probably does, but you know, I wish my practice would come a lot sooner, if I'm honest. So what I did in the week was come up with a little bit of a way to do it. And how to do that is, now it's a longer version of it, but it worked for me. So if you were like me and struggle with matching up your seams, then this is the way I did it. So the corner, the top of your middle of your corners, I put my piece flat, or where I thought it was in the middle, by eyeing up the seam here. Move that over a tad, and I pinned it because I followed the line. And then up the top, what I did was I moved my fabric over the top one, and I just gently rolled on top to find my line again. And that created my 2 lines. Now, you can guarantee if I go to the machine and I do it like that, it's going to move. So what I did during the week was, this is going to be the longer version, but I need to practice a bit more, but it worked for me. That's what I'm trying to get at. It worked for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in 1/4 of an inch away from the middle line and 1/4 of an inch from here. So I'll start there, 1/4 inch from the middle. I'll sew across and I'll stop at 1/4. There's a reason for my madness in my method in my madness. And 1/4 an inch of a seam allowance. So keep going. So as you can see, I just sewn in the middle, haven't sewn anywhere else. So this is how I did it. Let me take these pins out. And then, because if I had sewn that all, it would have moved, and then I would have had to unstitch it all. So when I open this out now, you'll see that it's smack bang in the middle, which means I've got my center point. It is the longest way of doing it. I guarantee it's the longest way of doing it, but it's worked for me. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go from the middle, sew it to the edge, turn my fabric, sew it from the middle to the edge. That's what I did during the week. Like I say, it is the longest way of doing it. However, it worked for me totally. So okay, and then I turn my fabric, making sure that there's no threads or whatever in the way. I almost turned to the drink. She said she knew that, but thought all bloody cuckoo I was cleaning and used lifter. Oh, bless you, Lisa. You don't have to make me smile each week. The things you come up with. And you do in my lives, honestly. Right. Okay. So I've now got a straight piece. I should have to unpin this. My piece should be perfectly straight. So that is my little tip. So I'll go through that again with you because we've got to do it again. So as you can see, all my seam allowances match up perfectly. Wouldn't change it. Now I've got to do it on this side. So again, opposites. And I'm going to line my line up with here. Roll it back. Put my pin in. It is the hard way of doing it, but I'd much rather do this than sit there and pick in stitches. And then I'm going to pop that in, and then what I'm going to do is go 1/4 of an inch there, start, and 1/4 of an inch stop, and then sew the ends in. I'm so glad my misfortune brightens your day, Claire. Well, it's usually me that has the misfortunes. It's usually me. Right, it doesn't matter where I'm going. I always have mistakes, Miss Lisa. always. Okay, sit and check. Let me take my pins out because this way it will check whether it is in the middle, and that is. Stitch your pin in, and I'm going to go the other way then. See? So that side. Put it there, and then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to go from the center again, put my needle in, making sure that I'm hitting that center mark. Okay, so you now have sort of 2 pieces of each, if that makes any sort of sense. I use marbles in a tiny drawstring bag as a little weight. Oh my word, Sarah, that's a good idea. You mentioned that to me though, didn't you, about using marbles? And what else did it say? What else do you all use? Would you use? I'm using rice tonight for my weight. So now I've got 2 for my front. So I've done the top and the bottom. So to do the sides, there is a bit tricky. But to do the sides, you need 2 pieces each. And what we're going to do, opposites again. And this time, I'm going to pin it there and there. I'm going to sew it right across because that should be in the center. Yep, sew that straight across. Might need cutting down actually a little bit, but we'll see how we go. Marbles, that's a good idea actually. Take his pin out. Yep, so we'll carry on sewing. Sewing these 2 pieces together. I'm going to turn that way. I'm going to cut it that way, and I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to go the other side. Okay, so there's the 1 piece done. The second piece, so thank you for your lovely comment on the doll. I'm sure you'd make one. I can see a square cushion wrong, so the doll, her arm will become her leg with me. Oh, bless. Lisa, does it take you long to make a doll? Right, again, on this side. Now, the other side's a little bit different because we're going to use a handle to square out our edges. Okay, so make sure I'm going to sew that, and then I'm going to sew sew our handle on. Okay. Right. So let me see if that's straight. Yeah, well, sort of. I knew that moved. See what I mean? It moved ever so slightly, but I'm going to leave that as it is because I've got enough room on the other side anyway. And to be fair, if I didn't make a mistake, it wouldn't be my work. But this is something that you could possibly just, it's one of those things that wouldn't take a lot of thinking. So like tonight I didn't really actually feel like doing a big project, although I do have something to show you all? No, I haven't got something to show you all, because I know everybody's been asking me about Sarah's Sarah's sewing machine cover. I haven't done any more to it. However, I have been doing some more to my miniature making, but I need to do a video on that. She will say about doing a video. Right, okay. So this is what I have got at the moment. Right, now because I'm doing a handle, I want a handle to go in the middle. My next block, so leave this to one side. Your next block, I'm going to put this dead in the center, or roughly in the center, while I sew this so it captures the handle. I'll be sandwiching it both. Make sure you go over a little bit as well, because if you go there, you guarantee that you'll miss it. You can see that. If you go right to the edge, you guarantee that when you're putting it through the machine, that handle is going to come off at some point. So make sure you've got at least 1/4 of an inch each side. Now I have, and this is going to be a little, oh, wrong way. It's going to be a little bit tricky to find my middle. Okay. Let me just put in some pins. Okay, and then sew. I'm going to start from the middle again, not 1/4 of an inch. Right, and then we unpin this. And if I'm dead on bang on the center, which I am not, but it doesn't matter because I've got the, well, I am and I'm not. I could be. No, I'm not. But I've got the handle in the way, so it doesn't really. I'm not holding it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go with that middle again because my handle's there. Actually, let me cut the thread. And I'm going to do a very, very small, get the pin out of your mouth, Claire. Very, very small zigzag stitch to keep that handle in place. Go back to my straight stitch. Okay, turn it around and cut all these threads off. Okay, so we've now got that side on. So the last side, again, sandwich your handle in the middle. Now I'm going to give mine a little bit of a give. And I'm going to sandwich that completely in the middle. Here's my pins on. Lisa, that's really, we have got the show here tomorrow, which means loads and loads of people around. It's a good exercise for me to stay home and make dolls. I can't wait. Oh, bless. What have you got? The A show? Oh, that's where the red arrows are in this era. Am I right in thinking that? No? I'm sure that's where the red arrows are. Gone straight across with it. But I'm going to go back to my middle and I'm going to do a small zigzag stitch. Okay. So you will have something now that looks like that, and you will have something that looks like that. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, I didn't do it to the other one, on the armoured chair, he's just, oh bless you, Lisa, you don't have much luck today with those animals. So I'm going to shred some of this fabric down, on both sides, because it'll decrease the amount of bulk when I turn it completely inside out. So there's that one. That one. Let me get rid of that pin. Now, it does not matter whatever way you do this, as in whatever way you go about sewing this, because you've got that handle, you'll know that's your top anyway. Right, so there's my one piece. So I'm going to just make this the same length as the other ones, because we roughly want it all to be the same length. Because even if it's a little bit bigger, it'll be too much bulk for the inside of the fabric weight. I'm going to make sure all my sides are different. Now, because of the seam allowance, it is going to be slightly, but I think I created them a bit bigger anyway. Right, okay, so now we go to about sewing it on. Hiya, Angie! I wondered where you was. Right, so what we're doing first is to make it a little bit easier. There's the back. I'm going to take the first piece, the first side, and I'm going to sew it onto the back of my fabric weight. So I'm sewing it onto this. So I'm taking the first side and I'm sewing it onto the back. So I'm just going to pop a pin in there. Now that is a little bit big, but it doesn't matter because when I go to sew it, it's not going to be overly that big. Right. The trick is, because of our sides that makes the cubes, we need to give it a little bit of a room. So you leave at least, because it's a bit big, I've made these a bit bigger. That's the size it should be. I'm going to put my pin in about 1/4 inch away from the bottom edge. That allows you some room and allows you enough room to sew. So 1/4 away in. So I'm going to sew from there to there. That's it. These corners, they will be sewn in a second. You won't see them at all. So I'm going to take the first pin out. I'm going to stitch. Oh, where's that? Take my pin out there. Okay. So you've now got that. That's what your piece will now look like. Okay. So you're going to do the same. Oh, never mind. You're going to do the same. If you notice, the same fabric. You're going to do the same to all of the sides. To allow it 1/4 inch away from your edge. So take this pin out. There is 1/4 inch there. There's my one. And I'm just going to bring that in that side 1/4 inch. I'm just only sewing in the middle. There is a reason for it, because we're doing the corners, and if we sewed from corner to corner, we're not going to be able to sew. Look at these creases. See, we're not going to be able to sew these creases in. That's the only reason I'm doing it like this. So let me just make sure you've got your 2 pieces lined up. Okay, there's the first piece. There's the 2 sides done. So you see how we've got a bit of a side gap going on there. Now we're going to do this side. So I'm going to take all these corners off, these little threads off, and I'm going to do the same to this side. I don't know why I keep having my pins back over there, because I'm using my pins. Right, so take the corner out, leave 1/4 inch away from your edge. So I'm going to leave 1/4 inch away from the edge. You can already see it start to build. See the shape? So let's sew that, and then we'll sew the 4th side. I used to work with a man called Everyone. My love, you just made me think. Oh my words. Was he good looking this week? Right. So I've done it again. I've put my pins back over there. Oh my word, what am I like? Take my pin out. I'm going to go a little bit further in. Okay, so there's the 4th one, the 3rd one, the side done. And now we're going to do the 4th side. But with the 4th side, because we're going to stuff this full of rice, you want to leave a little bit of a gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on a side that's not going to be affected. So what I'm going to do is the 4th side, isn't it? With the 4th side, I don't want to sew it, not at the moment yet, because that's where the rice is going to go in. So I'm going to, now you don't want to be doing it a huge amount. That's probably, I might go a little bit deeper than that. That's probably all I want to do. So I'm going to sew that little bit there. I'm not going to go in too much. And then I'm going to sew from there to about 1/4 inch on the side. So leave that opening. So from there to there. And then I'm going to just sew a little bit here so that I catch the edge. What are the fabric weights used for? So the fabric weights are used for, instead of your pins, I'm making a project soon that I'm not going to be able to use my pins. I'll tell you exactly what why the pins aren't good for the fabric I'm using. I can show you a little bit now in a second, but that's what you would use instead of pins, because some fabrics you can't use the pins because they stagger the fabric, and especially because I'm making something that's going to be something to wear. Then let's put it that way. I'll show you what I mean now in a second, give you a bit of understanding. So I have now got my little gap where I'm going to put my rice. Now you can sort of see my shape building. I've made this a bit bigger, but usually fabric weights, you can make them any size, but I made it bigger because I wanted to be able to show you in a bigger version. So say you're using silk, say you're cutting silk. Now let me do something a second. Say I'm cutting a shape and I want to cut a square shape, right? Now I've put my pins in. Let's put some more pins in. I've drawn it all out. Just imagine I've drawn it all out. I've put my pins in. Let's put some more pins in because I want to keep it in place because it's silk at the end of the day. It's going to come undone. And I go to cut my square out. So you cut your square out and then you'll realise that the pins have made holes. Now I don't know whether you can get to see them, but I'm going to make it a little bit bigger on purpose. But that is what can happen. I don't know whether you're seeing it. That is what can happen when you put pins through like silks or scuba fabric. So that's why they tend, see they've left holes in my fabric. They tend to use, good evening Laurel, they tend to use fabric weights. So say I've, instead of pins now, I've used that and I'm going to cut. It's not affecting the fabric. So that's what they mainly used for. Hope I've answered the question. Good evening, Laurel. Right. So our corners, now we've left a little gap somewhere there. So the corners are really easy. So take your corners, line them up. Now I usually pinch my corners in. So I'll sort of sandwich it together. Okay. And I'm going to pop. That was too big. I'm going to pop a pin. Good evening, Miss Laurel. How are we this evening? Morning? This evening? 6 hours behind. It'd be evening for you, is it? Am I right in thinking that? Did I answer it okay, Ange? Not many people use fabric weights, but I've got to use them in my next project because of the fabric I'm using. So stick 2 pins. Now I've sandwiched it in. So make sure you line your edges up because it will affect the shape that you'll get when you go to put it all together. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew straight across in a straight line. So straight across, and you can make them any shape. What's brilliant about fabric weights is there's not a, oh wait a minute, moved. I think it's moved because I've got the pin in there. Haha. Right, see that little gap there between me, because I left a 1/4 inch, didn't I? Wait a sec, let me, there, that's better. I left a 1/4 inch there, so there's a gap. So all I'm going to do with my sewing machine is I'm just now going to fill in that little gap. So there's the one corner done. So I'll go around it again and I'll sew in all my corners again. My worked head. And then I'll fill in my gap. Here's the 2 corners done. I'm going to move this round. Bye, Lisa. Thank you for coming in. The fabric weight is lovely. Thank you, sweetheart. I'll be making dolls. Oh, bless her. Right, and then I'm going to do the 3rd corner by pressing it all down. Make sure you've got all sides covered. Like I say, I do try and pinch it. Oops. There. And there is there's a little gap here from where I there's 3. That's that done, that's that one done, and then I'm on my 4th one. So pinch these corners. Now you can do them in different shapes. Doesn't have to. I just fancied a cube, to be fair. And then I'm just going to go across that little gap that I left. I was leaving my 1/4 inch. Okay, so that is all the sides done. Now, if you think like that one's sewn a little bit too much, the others haven't, I don't think. But I think that one's sewn it a little bit too much. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Just opening those seams out a little bit. Right, so take your corners on your pinking shears and cut down these corners, because again it's less bulk for when you put in your weight. Okay, now I left my gap around you somewhere. There's my gap. See how I left it on the straight side? Now, believe it or not, that small gap I left will feed all this through. And I did a bit of a handle as well. Handle. I got a long, well, I did have, never mind. I did have a long paintbrush. See, there's a gap there. Now that will, that's where I pinched it. Have I got a gap anywhere else? I don't think I have, but we'll check as we go along. There and there, so there's 2 corners. I'm going to pull it inside out. I'm going to sort those holes out, because that will let the weight out, even though I intend for it not to. So I'm going to do, I know it's one of these corners. So now that one's there. It's this corner. I'm going to quickly these 2. There's my gap. Where is my other hole? There. There's my other hole. Okay, so let me turn this out now, and we should have. I'm going to sew that edge up though a little bit. Okay. Now we should have, very gently, we should have a fabric weight with a handle. Okay, point your corners out. Sort that handle out in a second. There. Okay, and I know it doesn't look much at the moment. I don't know whether that handle's it's on the wrong side. No, it doesn't look much at the moment. But here comes the magic bit. Right, I'm going to find like a tube of some sort. I'm going to make a cone. Okay. Right, now I've got over in my corner, I've got some rice. So I'm just going to fill till I get the right amount of rice that will weigh to make it a fabric weight. But you can use anything. You can use sand. Sarah suggested marbles earlier. Just why I had a hand. And you can also pad them out with some padding if you want. The whole idea is that they don't move while you cut your fabric. Here's your fabric. Now, I'm not going to fill this all the way to the top. I'm sort of going to fill about halfway, medium way. See, it's almost like a little mini sandbag. This reminds me of when I make fabric weights. Right, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to feel around to see if I've got enough. I don't think I have. I'm not happy with the amount I've got. And you can add lace. You could sew buttons to them. Oh my word, that's a good idea. Sewing buttons. That should be enough to hold it down. Now, like I say, you can fill them all the way up to the top. God knows you can. But I don't want mine filled all the way to the top because I like to have, like this is all filled all the way to the top. This one's about halfway. Could go a little more with it. Why not? Let's go a little bit more. Just makes me want to buy more rice. My cone is starting to come apart, so I'm going to do a couple more scoops and then I'm going to show you how to sew this up. Right, that is enough, I think. That's plenty. Right, okay. Like I say, you can fill them up so they're firm, or this is enough. It's like a little mini sandbag, really. Right, I'm going to fold my edges now in, and I've got some thread and some cotton, and I'm just going to make a cross. Wait a second. Make a cross. There, and then make another cross. right, and then I'm going to roll these two edges in and basically stitch along here, but I like the idea of adding a button. What I might do, especially to these edges that I've got, because there's a bit of frayed edges going on, is I might sew a button just so these edges are secure enough that they're not going to come undone. And I could, because I've only sewn it, I've only filled it halfway, I can take it into my machine. I'm sure I could take it into my machine and just sew it. So I'm not going to be particular with my stitches. Right, I'm going to leave the thing go loose, and then I'm going to take it over to my machine. This is only half full. I can do this. And I'm going to press that down. If you wanted a more secure thing, you could just do a zigzag. Just to make sure that rice is not going anywhere apart from the inside of your fabric weight. So that's the way how I would do it. So you know when you get your fabric, I've now got a handle I can just pick up and use, or pick up and use. Like I say, you can make them firmer. That's like I say, that's got about half the quantity. You can make them as firm as this. This is quite firm, so when you put like a sandbag, this one's about halfway that I made earlier. So it's totally up to you. But that is how you make the cube, with a bit of a twist and add a handle on. But what I might do is add a few buttons on mine, and I might do that at a later date. But yeah, that's what you can do. I mean, the possibilities of these mini sandbags are so endless. And like I say, with any like silk or scuba fabric, you can just cut away and not have to think about your pins ripping holes into your fabric, because that's what it will do to silk. Oh yes, I am gonna Pauline, thank you for stopping by, sweetheart. I love what you've made. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, my darling. I really do hope you give this a go. Like I say, the quick, the fun, and the easy to do and easy to accomplish. And that's a cube shape with a bit of a handle. Like I say, that is half full, but it's going to do the trick. I mean, that would be a little bit firmer if I wanted to put more rice in. But you could put like half rice and half stuffing to make it puff out. If you didn't want to use all rice, you could put marbles in, like Sarah said. Find a weight that you could just put in fabric, because that's basically what you're making. And that will keep your fabric in one place for when you want to cut it. So I really do hope you really enjoyed tonight's live. I know it's a bit of a short one tonight, really, because I'm usually on for about 2 hours. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and just do a little something that didn't involve too much thinking, because I don't know, but today I just feel I don't know what to make. And yeah, I just thought, shall I do it in a video? And then I thought, no, I'll do it in a live. So I really do hope you give this a shot and give this a go. They're really, really quick and easy to go. And if you do give this a go, please let me know and tag me in the picture. I don't always see pictures on Facebook, but if you tag me and message me, I will go over and see it. And I will comment on it. And I'd love to see how yours turn out, whether you go for a square one, whether you do go for a mini cube one. Now, that was what did I say, 3 by 3. This one was 1.5 by 2 inches, the little squares, and then the sides were 1.5 times 2. The sides on this was 1.5 times 3. So what I will do is I'll put all the measurements in the description bar later on tonight or maybe tomorrow. But yes, so adorable, Claire. Thank you, Laurel. Really cute project, Claire. Thank you, Miss Rian. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for all your lovely comments. I know I'm really seeing much of them tonight, and I don't know really why that is. But yeah, been busy creating. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Lorna, sweetheart. Thank you, ladies. And I will love and leave you all now. Love and leave you all till what am I loving leaving you all till? I'm loving leaving you all till next Friday, or if you're on my group, it'll be this coming Sunday. Hope you all have a lovely weekend, and until next week, good night, God bless, or good day, wherever you are in the world. Hope you have a lovely week, and I will catch up with you all next week. Bye for now, ladies. Bye.